Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 2 vs 2 ranked game on Carpiquet, and I'm going to be using, you guessed it, the 101st Airborne, alongside Valh, who's going to be using the 3rd Canadian Infantry. And again, in all ranked games where we're playing on the Allied side, this is pretty much the combination we'll use every time. I tend to use like different divisions when it comes to like, if I'm just kind of bored of using the same division, but I really enjoy using the 101st. And I use a lot of different divisions in sort of custom games when I'm playing with more than 2 people. So 3v3s, 4v4s, you can mix it up a lot more. In 2v2, I think you can still definitely have success in a lot of different divisions. And on this particular map, our divisions were no way suited to deal with this. So we were kind of worried, or at least I was from the start. I'm using the 101st Airborne, and we're playing on the Airfield map, which is massive and also very open. Doesn't really work to my advantages, which are airborne engineers and like early phase A pushes, because phase A pushes can be definitely held back by open ground, because on the Axis side of things, they have things like IG-18s, and they're going to have Nebelwerfers, things like that, and they're really difficult to deal with as the ally side of things. So yeah, I wasn't really looking forward to this game too much going into it. By the way, Val's going to be taking the right side. His division's more suited for the open engagements in phase A due to his rams, and also just in general 6-pounders. On the left side of things, I've got M3 guns and decent infantry. So I'm going to be trying to push through the town best I can towards the start of the game. And that's pretty much our strategy. So I was well aware that, yeah, I'm going to be coming up against Nebelwerfers. I'm playing against the 17th SS Panzer Grenadiers, and they're obviously likely to be the ones to take the towns because they have Stoss Troop, Panzer Grenadiers, Nebelwerfers, and they have IG-18s. So they're going to be great for like countering my division in this town. Meanwhile, in the open, it's going to be the 12th SS Panzer, and Val's going to be having to deal with the Beuter Firefly. So in general, this is a really difficult map for us, and we're going to have to try and make it work the best we can. So fortunately for you guys, this is going to be an incredibly close one that went right down to the wire, and it was really, really fun. It was definitely difficult and quite frustrating at times, but still fun nonetheless, and hopefully it will come across as we continue into the game. So let me show you guys where I'm going. See, I'm spread quite thin on this left side. I've got a unit of Pathfinders heading up all the way to this hedgerow. Then I've got an AT gun sitting on the far left side. I've got an AT gun sitting just here. And then I have some infantry for the town alongside mortars and infantry for the right side. AT gun here and AT gun for the middle. So I've got 4 AT guns at the start. The main reason for that is because the 17th SS Panzer Grenadier, they do have a Stug 3, 3-star Stug 3, and it's very often that people bring them in. So I need to remember that, and in this game I definitely did. It still stung me, but I was well aware it was coming. So they're going to be unloading my M3 gun here, moving an M3 gun just straight up the middle of the airfield, getting my infantry into position. Command infantry always arrives first because they arrive in jeeps. So just got to be careful that I don't let them get killed by getting them too close to the opponents. Just going to pull them off to the side and let them get into the buildings in the forest there. Mortars are going to be smoking the road. And then what I'm going to do is basically try and get my engineers as close as I can to the opposing forces in order to win those engagements. So you can see I've changed the order of this one to just try straight up to the smoke. And I am going to be bumping into some Panzer Grenadiers here, but as soon as the engineers jump out and they are able to use their napalm, they don't stand a chance. So just smoking, using airborne engineers, take out the Panzergrenadier, but in comes the Nebelwerfer. And goodbye to one of the engineer squads. So those engineers like instantly surrendered. That was a massive mistake on my part. I didn't have the airborne engineer or airborne leader close enough. to give them the extra veterancy for starters, but also to stop them surrendering like that, which was a massive mistake in general. Otherwise I would still have 2 squads of airborne engineers here, and that would have been much easier to push through. But either way, most of the buildings are burning thanks to the Nebelwerfer joining in, and that's basically prevented my push for now. However, we have a massive dent in the middle. We're currently running a +1, 57% territory lead, because our opponents didn't really cover that properly. Going to be making a Stosstroop surrender there due to the airborne engineers, and 50 cal is going to be mowing down some Panzergrenadiers in the open. But here comes the Stug 3. Now this was kind of the last place that I thought I would see the Stug 3. I thought I would either see it on this left side or on the right near like the airfield and come down here. But they used it right smack bang in the middle to support his infantry, which was a really good move because it's incredibly accurate. It does a lot of damage, and as you can see, it wrecked my 50 cal squad very quickly. My AT guns aren't exactly in the right position right now to take this Stug 3 out, so I'm having to roll over this M3 gun from the left side to help take it out. Bringing up a second mortar as well, just so that I can continue with the smoke support where I need it. I'm going to be moving up my airborne engineers near the airfield here to try and take a building further up. I'm also, of course, reinforcing with more infantry. So I've got to try and break through this town as quickly as I can in order to gain a lead. Over on the right side, Valh's pushing up against Spear Troop. He's taken out the 259 there with the 6-pounder. So we've got a combination of the Sniper Scouts rifles, 6-pounder and an MG. Just trying to push on through. It's up against 259s. So yeah, doing the best he can on that right side. Mortar's going to be using its HE shells to try and pin down enemy Panzergrenadiers. Going to be killing off a Fulsham Pioneer squad. Or Fulsham Führer squad, sorry. 50 cal down the road is going to be mowing down some Stosstroop. Yeah, just continuously moving in my M3 guns here to try and get into position to take out this Stug 3. Pathfinders aren't going to be pinned down though. More infantry coming up here. These guys are more airborne engineers, I believe. They're going for another close range engagement. Trying to get into a building right next to them. And then I can get that napalm on target, and well, goodbye to Fulsham Führer and Panzergrenadiers. The Fulsham Führer is going to die, and then the Panzergrenadiers are going to surrender. So that worked out really nicely. Mortar's used up all its smoke, so just going to continue to use the HE on that for now. And I've brought up a second mortar. They're actually smoking off these Panzergrenadiers in this building. I have no idea how those Panzergrenadiers were shooting out of that building with the amount of smoke there was there, but I was basically trying to stop them kill the M3 gun, and that's pretty much the entirety of the reason I smoked them off in the first place. Spear Troop are going to be taken out by my airborne engineers here. Take out another Stosstroop squad as well. These engineers just did so much work. It was fantastic. Stosstroop going to be trying to approach the building here, but what I'm going to do, drop them out. Wait until they get a little bit closer so I can use the napalm and again pin them down. M3 gun has a go at the Stug 3. This gives it time for this M3 gun to have a go. That M3 gun's going to get hit very hard. Thankfully, the second shot from the M3 gun does get the kill. But Nebelwerfer going to be coming in. Does actually miss all of its shots onto the M3 gun. And I'm able to fall that back. So, just in general, pushing on through, killed a lot of the infantry. These airborne engineers did so much work. They killed the Fulsham Führer, they made the Panzergrenadiers surrender, they made 2 units of Stosstroop surrender and die, and then they killed the Panzergrenadiers there. So we've pretty much taken the town on the left side. 55% territory lead with a +1, working quite well. Valh's brought up his ram to engage the 259s, and I'm just trying to solidify myself on this right side. So I should have had my airborne leader moving up with the airborne rifles and the airborne engineers here. That was a little bit of a mistake. 50 cal also could have been moving into a better position. In general though, these Pathfinders staying back is fine. M3 gun again could have moved forwards. He's actually having to retreat with his Nebelwerfers, and obviously I can see them here. There's not too much I can do about that at the moment though. My mortars are pretty short range. They're only 900 meters, and that's, I'm pretty sure, more than 900 meters, yeah. So I can't engage them with my mortars at the moment. So what I'm going to do, bring up quite a lot of infantry here. Since I was concentrating on microing the airborne engineers, I actually floated quite a few points. And therefore, you can see I'm bringing up quite a lot of reinforcements here. And what ends up happening there was my napalm gets too close to some Stosstroop and doesn't use its flamethrower. So the Stosstroop actually get the jump onto my flamethrower squad and kill it off, which was not good. But either way, just getting some airborne rifles to try and charge down these Nebels. If we go to the neutral perspective though, they're definitely trying to do something about it. They've got the MG42 here trying to stop my airborne rifles from getting too close. But in general, they're stretched pretty thin on this left side, but they've got just enough to stop me moving up. For example, the MG42 squad here, and the MG42 squad here. If I try and move out in the open, those are going to kill me off. So I need to either get the mortars up to try and take care of this MG42, or, you know, just sort of remain a bit more defensive, which is kind of what I decide to do at this point. Just get my infantry up, start moving into more defensive positions, solidify my position in the town, and yeah, play to my strengths basically, because playing in the town like this is where I work best with my infantry. We are going to see an IG-18 brought up, and this is the perfect response to this situation. He wants to contain my infantry in the town. Here I let a Stosstroop kill off one of my infantry squads before it unloads, which was really bad. But either way, yeah, in general, IG-18's great response. Because what you want to do, from his perspective, you know there's loads of infantry in this town. You don't want the infantry to come past the town. So IG-18s contain a very nice wide arc of fire onto the town. And it's a great way to contain it, basically. Any unit that shows itself on the edge of the town is going to get hit very hard. And that's exactly what continues to happen. I'm trying to get my mortars up into range to take care of this fire support, but obviously 900 meter range is a detriment. So moving up these two M22 Locusts, I brought them up on the left side to deal with that MG34. I'm also pushing up my M3 gun to that tree line. Yeah, M22s not only are here to provide command, but just in general, they're to take care of like MG squads and IG-18s. Since they're armoured, they're a lot more resilient to that fire, and therefore I can take advantage of that. +2 territory lead though, with 58% map control. On the right side, Valh's using his 25 pounder to hit the enemy pretty hard. Could have been pushing onto these 259s with his Ram 2, but I'm pretty sure there's like an AT gun here that was causing him issues, yeah. The Pak 38 sitting behind the tree line waiting for the Ram 2 to move up. That was the main issue there. Boytocromo is coming up to try and get shots onto the 25 pounder, I would assume, but he's a bit scared of the Ram 2, so a little tussle going on backwards and forwards on the right side of Valh. Meanwhile, I'm just solidifying my position in the town where I can. So now I've got my planes out. Mustang's going to be coming in for the shot onto the Opel Blitz munitions. What I was trying to do here was make the sort of munitions truck blow up and kill off one of the Panzerwerfers, but didn't manage to make it work, and they do have flak Vuelings now, so they managed to force back my Mustang. M3 gun is going to get killed along with my presence on that left side. Pathfinders don't provide presence on the front line, so killing the M3 gun does give them back a little bit more ground, but we're still at a +2, so that's fine. Mortars are now in position to hit their Nebels, so they're going to be trying to run away with those. Got 3 Nebels here, or 3 mortars, sorry. One of them nearly got hit by the Nebelwerfer strike. This one's still alive though. That's going to be helping deal with some pioneers who are heading towards the town. So we are going to see we're being approached by the 231s and 232s. This was pretty much the perfect choice again. I think Phoenix made some really good choices moving into Phase B in this game. using the IG-18s alongside these 231s and 232s was a really, really good idea. So I've got the command M22s, the Locust here coming up. And what I'm going to attempt to do is take out these units. And the main issue is that these units have 4 AP on their autocannons, and they have like obviously a higher rate of fire. So this is pretty risky, and I should really stop trying to risk my tanks. It's something that I really need to get out of the habit of. But yeah, in general, just got my M22s here. I'm using them currently to attack the Pioneers and also attack the IG-18 there. IG-18's being hit by the mortar carrier as well. Yeah, going to drive them out. They're going to come in line of sight of the SPWs. One of them's going to get taken out pretty much instantly. I return the kill onto the recon. Going to be going for another shot onto the 232, but yeah, Locust is going to die. And that was a very unfavourable engagement. I really probably shouldn't have gone for that. If I'd kept both of those Locusts alive in this sort of orchard place, then you'll see later in the game they would have had a much harder time pushing back to me. Because now what they're going to do is bring up IG-33s, which are basically IG-18s on steroids, and start smashing my infantry on the edge of the town, allowing them to get very close with their SOS troop, which is exactly what they need to do. The SOS troop work very well at 100 meter range, and here you can see they're wrecking my airborne rifles. I'm not sure what this mortar was doing. I think I might have accidentally hit my own unit, but I just start mortaring my own airborne rifle for absolutely no reason whatsoever. My aircraft are coming in, and I actually thought I had it on the neutral perspective there, because throughout this game my recon was on point. I could see everything that was happening. My Mustangs are going to get out of there before the ME-109 shoots them down, but yeah, in general my recon was really good, because I had this Pathfinder unit here, Pathfinder unit here, I've got Pathfinder unit here, and I'm just seeing everything that's coming my way. It's just a lot of fire support though. IG-18s, IG-33s, plenty of infantry rushing down the road, and I'm slowly being whittled down now. I've lost a lot of my strong Phase A infantry. I lost some for free to the STOS troop earlier. I lost one free to the surrender at the start of the game. So these things are starting to add up now. These little mistakes where I lost like infantry squads when I probably didn't need to. Either way, Valh coming in with the Mosquito, going to bomb out one of the Nebelwerfers, so that's quite nice, gets rid of that for me. The IG-18s and the IG-33s still doing a lot of damage. Airborne Rifle's going to double team some Pioneers there. Glider Leader's going to get pinned down quite hard, but still got 3 mortars alive, so that's something. Pathfinder's actually able to do a lot of damage to the STOS troop at close range. But yeah, more fire support coming in. 232 supported by 231s, perfect choice for countering the 101st Airborne, because the 101st Airborne, yes, they have AT guns to deal with them, and I should have maybe moved this M3 gun to the left side to take down these 232 and the 231. Same with like this one, for example. That should have definitely been at the start, at the front of the town. But yeah, in general, those vehicles are very good against the 101st because these M3 guns are so weak. I'm actually going to be bringing up a reinforcing AT gun, and I've also brought up an M4. Since my Locust died, I still feel that like the need for tank support is necessary, so I've actually brought up an M4 to deal with the 232s. This M3 gun does manage to take out the 232 weapon there, and manages to blow it up just as it goes out of line of sight, but the IG-18 is there to kill off the M3 gun. So again, really nice choice of units. Makes me pay for killing his armoured car there by using an IG-18 to kill the AT gun. I now have my off-map available, so bringing that in Phase B. Should have probably brought it in sooner, but this is going to land directly on top of his little push coming in here. So this is basically going to be quite juicy, hopefully, and does take out one STOS troop there, takes out vehicle, takes out the IG-33, does quite a lot of damage to this push. M4 comes up, takes out the 231. I'm also going to be getting shots onto the 232. Transmission damage there. There's still a lot of infantry pushing me very hard, and I'm actually struggling with my own infantry availability still. So even with that massive strike, I'm still struggling at this point. Take out the 232. Trying to take out the IG-33 with the 50 cal. AT gun is coming up. These airborne rifles are winning the engagement against the Pioneers. But yeah, I don't really have too much reinforcing infantry. These guys are all engineers. So a lot weaker than my initial airborne engineers and airborne rifles. Pioneer squad goes down there to the M4, and we managed to take down that Pioneer squad as well. These Pioneers start shooting at my M1 gunners. I'm trying to get that into cover, but here comes a Nebel, and here comes another Nebel. Look how much damage this Nebel does. It takes out the airborne engineer or airborne leader squad. It leaves a lot of my stuff pinned down. These mortars are pretty much useless for now. These guys are pinned down. This 50 cal is pinned down. The Nebelwerfers were really obnoxious throughout this game. So now what I'm looking for is a push coming in. So I was expecting kind of like a rush of infantry to come in after that strike, but it didn't. So it was a little bit of a time where nothing too much was happening. Bringing in another artillery strike onto this road, just in case those reinforcements are coming in that I was talking about. What's going to happen here is the M1 gun, because it's falling back, is getting hit pretty hard by the Pioneers. The Pioneers in the artillery strike are going to get pinned down by the 50 cal anyway, so this was a bit of a wasted artillery strike. My P-51 Mustangs are coming in for the strafing run onto the IG-33. The flak fillings really doing a good job here. Phoenix has recognised that we're using a lot of aircraft, and those flak fillings more than enough to do not only damage to the Mustangs but force them to fall back. So that's just a barrage I've got going there at the moment, just to protect myself from the reinforcing road and give me some time to push back and gain my position back. Engineers running across the open to take on the Pioneers there. They're going to get into range of the Pioneers, but obviously the Pioneers can use their grenades. Fortunately, there's no command unit here, so I'm able to make them surrender. I also use the Thunderbolt to take out the IG-18 on the airfield. So I'm doing my best with what I got, but I definitely could have been investing in more off-map, I think, at this point, and targeting those pesky IGs, like the IG-18 here, for example, or the IG-33 and the IG-33 over on the far right, just making sure that those fire support units were dying, so that when they did push in, they didn't have those to support them. But instead I just keep reinforcing myself with more infantry and completely just neglecting the use of off-map. So I have got at least one off-map here, but I could have had many more. And I've got quite a strong position, so I could have just consolidated and just used off-map to kill all of his advances. But instead I continuously try and push forwards. And this was probably the biggest mistake I made throughout this game. Sometimes you've got to realise when to stop pushing. And in this case, I should have probably held at these buildings and these buildings and sort of conceded some ground and then just hit them with the off-map, like I said. Because I would have had plenty of time to bring in that off-map with the amount of reinforcements I'm bringing up here. So that would have been a fantastic idea, but instead what I'm doing is just letting my units of infantry die. Engineers here, for example, in the open are dead. Airborne rifles just surrender before the Panzer Grenadiers die, so that really sucked. And then like airborne rifles here just being burned alive by the Nebel, so yeah, not doing well. Look at this. Nebelwerfer comes in, kills my supply vehicle, which blows up 2 of my mortars, kills off the AT gun, the 50 cal, the airborne leader, and takes out my Ford GPA, which still had an artillery strike left, in one strike. That was one Nebelwerfer 42. This is the one with higher HE, the 27 HE power. Just did so much damage. Look at what's left. Absolutely nothing. There's a big old hole in my defense now, and that's not good. So my M4's been over on the right side, just supporting against these Panzer Grenadiers and Pioneers. Now, great thing about playing against the 17th SS Panzergrenadier is that all of their infantry doesn't have Panzerfaust really, except from the Stosstroop. So if you see Panzergrenadiers or Pioneers, you can literally just run them down with M4s, which is exactly what I tried to do here. Now I do lose one of my Mustangs trying to kill off the IG-33 with a strafing run. I have no idea how this didn't die. 2 Mustangs got on target for an entire strafing run and did not kill it. So this IG-33 is just being a pain in my ass for the rest of the game. Focke-Wulf 190s are now free to strafe my units as well because I don't have any of my own anti-air. I was relying so much on my Mustangs. And now I just don't have a chance of fighting back. I had the 2 Mustangs available. One of them's now dead. They have flak billings. I can't fight over their territory. So things are getting quite tedious here and quite frustrating because that Nebelwerfer strike onto the middle of the town just killed so much stuff. I was fortunate enough that he didn't realise sooner because I kind of feel like, for example, all of these reinforcing Panzergrenadiers would have just flooded into this town and there would have been a massive hole in my defence. But now what I'm doing, I'm bringing up the M10A1 destroyer. We are in phase C now, so I have that available. What happens on the right side? Pak 38 manages to kill off my M4 in 2 shots. That's an unvetted Pak 43. Second shot, 1 bangs my M4, even though it probably had about 30% penetration chance. And other than that, the accuracy would have been damn low as well. So that was a really lucky shot onto my M4 there. I was quite disappointed about that because it was the only thing that I had really to take care of all this fire support. Either way, M10's moving up. I'm trying to get that into a position to engage either infantry or the Stug 4 here. Now this M10 with like a command unit nearby can be really effective for cleaning out infantry because it does have a 50 cal on it and it also has 10 HE rounds. So can definitely do work, and here you can see it definitely tears apart those Stosstroop. And losing another infantry unit in the town, and he's continuously nebbling that. Look how this is just literally burning. Like for the majority of the match, this town was burning. Another Stosstroop there, going to get hit very hard by the M10 and also the GMC HMG here. Another Stosstroop squad going to get killed off there by the Airborne engineers, but they're going to be pinned down by the Panzergrenadiers. We're going to see the rifles here be hit by this pesky IG-33 that just never wanted to die. So on the right side, we haven't really looked at Valh for a while, but he's being pushed back quite hard. He's playing against the 12th SS Panzer, of course. So he's now coming up against multiple Tigers, Beuter Cromwell, Jagdpanzer 4, and he's just doing his best to hold his ground right now. He's got 17 pounders here, but they definitely have the tools to deal with that, including this Hummel. He's got the Beuter Cromwell. I mean, there's so many things that they can do to deal with the 17 pounders at this point that Valh's having a real hard time dealing with all of this heavy armor on the far right side. And this is where it comes down to this map really doesn't suit us, because even with 17 pounders, you need more elite 17 pounders to really make this work, and the Canadians really don't have elite 17 pounders, so they're going to miss a lot of their shots, and they're also going to get wrecked by things like Beuter Cromwells and Hummels very easily. There you go, 17 pounder down. Valh's not having the best time on the right side, but I'm not having the best time on the left side either, as I'm being pushed in very hard right now. So I'm now being pushed by a combination of not only fire support, the IG-33s, IG-18s, but also these SPW-231s and the Stug 4 now. So these SPWs, again, are, like I was saying before, perfect counter to the 101st, because as soon as I'm low on AT guns, there's literally nothing I can do. However, this AT gun definitely should have been moved up. I don't know why it wasn't again. There's always one unit that I forget, and I think this was the one in this game. Here I'm trying to move the M10 forwards to get into line of sight of the 231, but instead it gets distracted by the Panzergrenadiers here. The HMG vehicle here alongside the M10 is going to take out that Panzergrenadier. I'm also going to be trying to get the kill onto the IG-18 briefly. He's basically been attack moving a lot of his units forward, so I'm just using my M10 to pick them off. So yeah, M10, going to be engaging the 231. Boom, okay. That's one unit down. M20 command's here actually just to provide the extra command to the M10. And yeah, I'm pretty low on infantry. Got a engineer squad and AB engineers just defending this tree line. But there's a big old bulge through the line here. We're still running a +1. 1,724 or 25 points in our favour. I'm still well past the halfway line on my side of things. So that's working out. But we need to deal with these Stugs. They're an issue. Trying to get the glider leader into a position to take on the Stugs as well. But he's just got them covered from all angles. So armoured car, they're going to be getting line of sight, spotting it's a glider leader. He's going to be able to fall back with his Stugs, and that's kind of left my glider leader in a pretty bad spot. 231 was the vehicle that broke through here. It does take out my Jeep supply, and that was brought in to, I think, resupply my M10. So that was kind of annoying because I really wanted to be able to continuously use HE rounds on the M10. Either way, artillery coming in again. This is another Nebelwerfer 42 strike. Takes out the AT gun and the Pathfinders. Really, really strong strike from my opponent there. Valh 6-pounders trying to kill off this 231, but since it's not got any veterancy, it's just taking ages to get the kill. My M10's obviously forced back here because that's suffering from low morale, and my GMC ends up burning up in the flames, so I lose that fire support vehicle as well. Things not going well. Going to be able to pin down these Panzer Grenadiers, but that's going to be using up the last of my HE shells on the M10. So I'm just bringing up 50 cals, glider leader. I think I've got another engineer squad in there, but these are less than ideal units to be using in this scenario. I need stuff to take care of either the Flak-Villings, the IG-18s, and basically it's just a complete lack of off-map at this point, or just a lack of off-map earlier. Like, if I'd played... There's no point in me buying off-map now because I need to hold the front line, but earlier, if I'd played a lot more conservatively, I could have had the off-map already on the field for when something like this happened, and then that basically allows me to push them back. But instead, I'm being pushed in very hard. There's not too much I can do about it. Got a couple of 50 cals. 50 cals are the best thing I can really muster to pin down the SPWs. This M10 was just constantly like shooter knocked out. It was like driver knocked out, crew knocked out, just by the 232 hitting it constantly. That was really annoying. And then it goes ahead and misses a shot when it's 2-star at that range, which, I don't know, it was just kind of getting annoying at this point. I'm being surrounded by these 231s as well. I try and basically fast move to go and get the 232, but what ends up happening is I present my rear armor to the Stug 4, and the 2-star Stug 4 obviously hits first time. So there we go. It gets annoying when your 2-star veterancy vehicles don't hit first time, but theirs do. So I was kind of getting a bit frustrated at this point because I didn't think my M10 should have died in that position. But either way, things happen. RNG can be a bitch sometimes. And, well, those Nebels have just done so much damage throughout this game that they're punching straight through the middle of the town. And I'm seriously lacking the infantry to hold them back. So I've got to somehow deal with these Stug 4s. They're the main thing that's causing me issues. Without those Stug 4s there, the like M10s, for example, could eventually take out all of the 231s, 232s, and IG-18s and all the other fire support units that they have. But Stugs, as long as they're alive, are a big issue. Thunderbolt's going to be coming in, trying to help out Valh on the right side, making some of the units fall back. I was also just trying to bait an air engagement at this point, because I really wanted to fight over my territory. Obviously with those Flak-Villings here, I can't engage over his territory, so just trying to present my aircraft to them, have them come in for like an air engagement, and then fight me over my own territory. But here, Rocket-Wolf 190s come in, they're not going to fall for the bait. Nebelwerfer takes out another one of my 50 cals. And let's just see how many Nebelwerfers they have at this point, because it was actually getting seriously obnoxious. This Nebelwerfer 42 here, they've got the Nebelwerfer 41. Is there any other Nebelwerfers? This another Nebelwerfer? No, it's an IG-18. But yeah, just in general, those Nebelwerfers throughout the game, wow, they did a lot of damage. Seriously hard to play against, because there's not too many counters on this division. Again, it's just off map. But if he keeps them spread out enough, it almost makes it not worth it. But either way, Airborne Engineers going to be hitting the SPW-231 pretty hard with the flamethrowers there. Need to make sure that this SPW-232 surrenders, and then we can make the 231 surrender. My own infantry actually surrender first though, so that was kind of annoying. I have brought up another M10, and that M10's going to be missing its first shot onto the 232 again. Focke-Wulf 190 is coming out once again, when my Mustangs are still flying about. Finally take out the 232 there. Now going to be moving my M10 to the road to cover that. Pathfinder squads, where on return fire, are going to be finding some pioneers here. But then they're going to be forced to surrender very, very quickly. I've got 250 cals that have been brought up. Need to make sure that they get into their buildings so they don't get taken out so easily. M1 gun on the left side is going to be taken out by Panzer IV and a Stug 4. Thunderbolt's coming in with the bombing strike onto the pioneers here. Just want to get rid of as much infantry as possible. But now our opponents, well, they're going to be using 2 ME-109s and 2 Focke-Wulf 190s. My Thunderbolt actually gets away thanks to the Focke-Wulf 190s running out of fuel. But yeah, in general, pretty damn crazy. Valh's going to be trying to retreat with his Mosquitoes, since he doesn't want that air engagement. We were originally going to go for an air engagement, but my Mustangs also ran out of fuel, so I basically told Valh to get out of there as soon as he could. So pretty much all I got defending in the front line right now is 2 50 cals. We've got the Airborne leader on this left side, which when they die is just going to open up a huge front there. Nebelwerfer coming in again to kill off more of my Airborne engineers. And on the right side, well, Valh's just sitting pretty behind this tree line to basically avoid being killed off by the Tigers. So yeah, this is a bit of an issue because we can't really push against the 12th SS Panzer player here. Valh's got to keep his Wolverines in cover, otherwise as soon as he goes round here he bumps into a Befehlpanther, Jagdpanzer, Tigers, you know, but at the same time they can't push us. And there's 5 minutes left on the clock. So Valh's just trying to stall as much as he can on the right side. I'm trying to stall as much as I can on this side. I've got loads of 50 cals, just spreading them about. They're great for pinning down infantry and killing infantry, so that's going to slow them in a lot of cases. I'm moving over my M10 to the left side to take on the Stug 4 and the Panzer IV. Also bringing up some anti-air here. I believe this was, yeah, a Bofors. And I've just got, you know, Pathfinders coming up since I've run out of infantry. You know, like at this point, all my infantry's dead. 50 cals were brought up. They're the best thing I can do to deal with, you know, 231s and so on. And yeah, they can pin them down and sometimes kill them off. But in this case, for example, you know, like 50 cals just not going to win out, and that's just unfortunate. The M10 going to be going for the kill onto the Panzer IV here. Going to be bouncing 2 shots.
Yes, sir.
Can it hit the third? Yes, it can. Finally, an M10 that wants to perform. So kill off the Panzer IV. Now I've got to engage the Stug 4. M10s are great because they have 1,200 meter range, and the Stug 4 only has like 1,000 meter range. So they can engage out of range, and that's really nice. Either way, Thunderbolt comes in, takes out a 231. M10's going to help pin down and kill off these Panzer Grenadiers, and I'm also continuing to move forwards the Bofors there. Pathfinders are taking up positions in the town to ambush enemy infantry and tanks. And again, just trying to hold on as long as we can. They're currently running the +1 on us with 55% territory lead. We've somehow got a lot of ground in the middle due to Valh's ram here. That ram having a go at this Panzer IV without being forced upon by this armour. But here we're going to see a Pak-38 open up onto Valh's Wolverine. There's also the Boys of Cromwell helping pin that down. And he's going to have to let that sacrifice itself. It was forced back by off map. That's why it's out in the open there. That's just going to constantly be fired upon. The Felt Panther going to be coming over. We are going to be seeing +2 for our opponents. But there are 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. M10 kills off a flak filling here. Got that supported by an M8 now, just to make sure that we don't get it ambushed. And I'm literally just bringing up Bofors, just so that I can either win an air war or just, you know, keep them back, you know, give them something to kill so that they can't roll us over. It's pretty much it at this point. Valh's Spitfires coming in for bombing strikes on the right side. One of the Wolverines was knocked out. Hummel's coming in with the shots onto the Wolverines, making them fall back, and then basically what's happening is the Panthers are killing them off. A big old engagement happening here. My Mustang's going to be engaging the Focke-Wulf 190s alongside my Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt's forced back already. I'm going to see one of the Focke-Wulf 190s get out of there. The 2 more ME-109s coming in, trying to get onto the back of at least one of the Focke-Wulf 190s to shoot him down. And that Mustang's going to do the job there. But now that Mustang is very much on low health. So that's going to be forced to withdraw. Valh's going to bring in the Mosquito, and this is just like a nice long air engagement. That Mustang just gets killed off before it gets out, which was annoying. Now we're going to see Valh's Mustang, or Mosquito, coming onto that ME-109, and that one's dead. And this Mustang's coming in onto this ME-109, and, well, it's just a continual air engagement. We're currently 2 for 1 right now. I've lost 1 Mustang, they've lost 2 fighter aircraft. So yeah, 1 minute left on the clock. This air engagement isn't particularly relevant, doesn't really matter at this point. Just got to hold them back, make sure they don't get like a +10. Not going to happen at this point, we're going to win. And we have a major victory in 50 seconds awaiting us, so really good attempt by our opponents of bringing this back. Obviously they do have the massive armor advantage over us in Phase C, and my opponent player here, Phoenix, in the town, great job with the Nebelwerfers. Was really irritating with all of the fire support units, the IG-33s and the IG-18s. I think it was just more my fault for not bringing in enough off-map on that point that on that like time that I pointed out to counter all of those units. So yeah, Marauder coming in. That's just going to bomb out the flag filling, and that's going to be finished off by Valh's Mosquitoes. Not too much to worry about now. We're pretty sure we're guaranteed victory. Obviously, there's 4 seconds left on the clock. So me and Valh just, you know, sighing of relief. And after 40 minutes, the whole 40 minutes, we win a major victory, just about. Crazy game. And if we jump over to the team tab, well, you can see that we were both negative. Very, very negative. 2,367 kills to 3,015 losses for myself, and for Valh, 1,462 kills to 3,165 losses. On the opposing side of things, PLK with 3,299 kills to 1,555 losses, and Phoenix King, I made him pay 2,879 kills to 2,305 losses. So, in general, I think a lot of the losses at the end just came from like our units being there to sponge the attack coming in and slowing them down as best we could. But yeah, just a Pyrrhic victory in general. Like, we lost way more than we killed, so yeah, props to our enemies for definitely doing the damage but not taking the ground. Let's have a look at the kills. So this Airborne Mortar did a nice job. Airborne Engineers, this was the one that like drove through the town at the start of the game. Really, really good job. Then it was just sort of like trading here and there. The M3 gun took out the Stog 3, which was nice. Allowed me to push a bit further into the town. Naval Battery did take out quite a lot in its first strike, but that didn't really pay itself off very well. The P-47 Thunderbolt, that survived the whole game. Only took out IG-18 and SPW. Should have brought in these M10s like straight away at the beginning of Phase C. That would have definitely helped me out a lot better, because look how much damage these guys did. Definitely paid themselves off, and it would have been nice to deal with the Stugs outside of the town before they got into the town. And I shouldn't have let that one get shot in the rear, but there we go. Stuff happens, and I basically risked that. I mean, I didn't see the Stug up the road, obviously, but I risked that fast move, and yeah, it didn't pay off. Either way, that's about it. If we look at the losses, actually, look how many kills this Nebelwerfer got. That really made a difference, like a massive difference in this game. Not only did he take out my mortars, which were providing some great fire support and smoke throughout the game, but also like the M1 guns that were there to kill off the Stugs, alongside multiple infantry and the airborne leaders and so on. So yeah, crazy stuff. And also these 231s were all paying themselves off, the recon cars there. But it mainly just came down to like the Nebelwerfers. I mean, this Nebelwerfer didn't actually get many kills, just sort of depleted my troops quite a lot. And that's what the IG 18s, or Nebelwerfer, sorry, 41s did throughout the game. They just sort of did damage to the squads, but didn't kill them off. Whereas like the Nebelwerfer 42 came in and just like slammed my infantry into the ground. It was horrible. So this Nebelwerfer 42 really did a good job. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Really long game, really intense game. We came out on top. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.